So I'm at a point now where I think I want to make a knife. And I've made knives before, but I've never used a forge to make a knife. So I think what I want to do is make a knife that is Damascus steel. And what Damascus steel is where you take two different kinds of iron and forge weld them together. Then you twist them and hammer them flat again, and then sand and grind, and you get this nice wavy pattern in there. Okay, so I have here a piece of rebar, which is probably the cheapest scrap steel you can find anywhere, and a piece of hot rolled square bar about the same diameter. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold both of these in half. I'm going to fold this one in half and then fold that much of this one in half, and then kind of interlock the two of them, and then forge weld them together. So the first thing I want to do is I want to fold this in half. And I think I'll just use the hardy hole to do that, or start with the hardy hole. Then I want to fold this in half too. I'll use the hardy hole for that too. And maybe the hammer a little bit. Okay, I'm going to start by pinching this down, nice and flat. Okay, that's good. Okay, now I want to pinch this down flat too, and I want to make sure I get the sharp edge right up next to another sharp edge. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the two pieces out of the furnace and interlock them. Okay, so I struggled with this for a little while, but then I finally got it together and realized that I had to get it way hotter than I was really getting it, and then I could hammer the two pieces together, and it worked. Hey, so make no mistake, this was pretty hard. This took me like 20, maybe 25 different heats to get this piece of steel welded together.
I don't need that. I've broken one of those right here. Okay. So this, I'm going to straighten out just a hair. Maybe like this. I'll leave it like this.
Okay, so the first thing I'm learning here is that this is not easy. You have to get that steel well into yellow hot, so when it comes out of the furnace it is throwing sparks. That's how hot it has to be, and to do that isn't easy. You got to use a lot of coal and a lot of wind, but I got most of it stuck together. Once it's completely stuck together, then I can start treating it as a single piece of steel. Okay, so here's my piece of Damascus steel. About the 4 inches at the end is completely welded together. Now this tail, that is not welded together, and I don't care. But this end out here, from here forward, that's about 5 inches. That is more than enough to make a knife. So making the steel was step 1, making the knife is step 2. That'll be next week. That was all for this week. Stay tuned next week where I actually try to make the knife. Meanwhile, click up here if you want to see my last video, and click over here if you want to see something of mine that YouTube thinks you'll like. And have a good one. Okay.